The following is a live sports presentation on Glycon.
You're watching a special presentation on Glycon.
It's a gorgeous evening for some girls varsity soccer as your Louisville Soccer Night is on. We are live here from Horton Field on the campus of Sacred Heart Academy. Justin Kalen alongside Casey Hendrick as we get set to bring you all the action here this evening on Glycod. And Casey, we're getting set for what should be a fun game. Two really good teams coming in here tonight. You've got the Elizabethtown Panthers at 5-2-1 on the season. And of course, Sacred Heart, the defending state champions, 8-0-1 on the young season. We're looking forward to this one. Should be a fun night of soccer.
Absolutely. What a great evening. It's been exciting all year, and being able to watch these two teams battle it out on the pitch, it's going to be a great experience for everyone watching.
Yeah, no doubt about it, as both teams out there on the field, as you can see with their final preparations for this contest here tonight. And like I said, this should be a fun one. E-Town traveling up here to the Louisville area to take on Sacred Heart, a team that is unbeaten in their last 18 contests. A 1-1 draw in game one this season, but 8 shutouts since. They've been really impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. Their defense has been rock solid, anchored by goalkeeper Mira Hendrick, and that back line, Soren Wilson. They've been really hard to get through.
Yeah, no doubt about it. E-Town on their side of things at 5-2-1 has had a heaping amount of success this season as well. So we get set for what should be a fun ball game here from Sacred Heart Academy. We'll step aside for our first break here, come back, and we'll continue our pregame for your Louisville Soccer Night right here on Glycod.
If a drunk driver hurts or kills someone, the bar or restaurant that overserved that person is jointly responsible. I'm attorney John D. Camillus, and Rob and I hold restaurants and bars accountable. Let me speak directly to bar managers and bartenders. Be a frontline hero. Have the courage to cut someone off. If you've been in an accident with a drunk driver, call us. Our reputation is our trademark.
Miller's Ace Hardware is more than a store, a proud community partner. They're the place for answers to your home repair or improvement questions. Mention this ad and receive a refilled propane tank for $19.99. Visit the helpful Miller's Ace folks at any of their 4 Louisville locations: Preston Highway and Gilmore Lane, St. Matthews, Taylor Boulevard, or the West End. And remember to download the Ace Hardware app for rewards when you shop.
When you want the right agents for your real estate, choose the Van Treese team with Semin & Realtors, Louisville's oldest and largest real estate firm. Former University of Louisville basketball star Stephen Van Treese and his wife Laura have put their diverse and combined expertise to work in helping you buy or sell your house. Contact the Van Treese team at 502-468-1463 or visit them online at vantreeseteam.semin.com. Semin & Realtors, always one step ahead. UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
Hi folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Back here, Sacred Heart Academy, as we continue to get you set for Louisville Soccer Night here this evening. Justin Kalen, Casey Hendrick on the call for you here tonight between the E-Town Panthers, 5-2-1 on the season, set to do battle with the 8-0-1 Sacred Heart Valkyries. And Casey talked about it in that first segment, but defending state champions for Sacred Heart. And we were talking a little bit before we came on air here tonight. Both of these teams, really good coaching, and both teams also, I think, both great options within the goal.
Yeah, and, I think both teams are also on the younger end. With Sacred Heart only having 6 seniors, they've got a lot of freshmen on this class. And so being able to start the season this way has been absolutely good for them.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is an E-Town team, by the way, coming in. They are putting up 3.4 goals per game. They've scored 27 on the year through their 8 contests. Also have allowed just 10 goals, so just over 1 goal per contest for E-Town. I talked about how Sacred Heart has 8 shutouts on the season coming into this game tonight. E-Town right behind them. They've got 5 on the year as well.
Yeah, and I can't give enough credit to Rob Zoller. His 12th season at E-Town, with a record of 141, 44, and 8, that's amazing. And so the consistency with the program really keeps building. Last year they made it to the Sweet 16, and excited to see what they have this year.
Sacred Heart, a powerhouse offensively, 4.4 goals per game. They've only allowed 1 goal all season, scoring 40 themselves. What has led to the success for the Valkyries so far?
Well, Mia Lancaster's really performed well this year. She's an outside forward, but there are a couple sophomores in Avery Krupp and Samantha Miron, which is a freshman, Ava Burke, senior. They've been able to make things happen from the assist and goal standpoint.
Yeah, and it's been a lot of fun to watch, and it's led to a ton of success as well. As we'll step aside for a break here, come back on the other side. We'll take a look at the coaches in depth a little bit more and get you your starting lineups as well. Stick with us. Louisville Soccer Night rolls on here on Glycod.
Red Ball Recycling is Southern Indiana's #1 recycling choice for a reason. We offer top dollar for all scrap metal. We can buy steel, copper, aluminum, brass, junk cars, and more. Call or stop by Red Ball Recycling and turn your scrap metal into scrap money. Located in Jeff and Madison.
Blind to rent, not just blinds. Blind to rent, not just blinds.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Leslie Gilly in Oldham County today.
UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time. You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Louisville Soccer Night just moments away as we got about 6 minutes left on our pregame clock before we get underway for E-Town Sacred Heart here. And this one, Justin Kalen, Casey Hendrick back here alongside you. Horton Field, the site of tonight's game, Sacred Heart Academy. And we look forward to what should be a fun one. And Casey, we talked about the coaching and how prominent those roles have been for both of these teams this season. Let's first start for E-Town. Rob Zoller, you brought him up briefly. 12th year at E-Town, 141, 44, and 8, but he's in his 19th year overall. Also spent some time at Simon Kenton, 252, 90, and 12. So he has been around a long time, and he has seen his team have a good chunk of success the last several years.
Yeah, they were last state runner-up, finished in 2022. And, they were named Small School Girls Soccer Coach of the Year 07, 22, and 24 at E-Town.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive stuff looking at the resume. And then equally as impressive on Sacred Heart's side of things, Sean Francis comes in his 4th season, 72 wins, just 8 losses and 6 ties. Spent a good chunk of his playing career in the MLS, spent some time at Louisville City. So what a valuable resource that is to lean on for the Valkyrie players.
Yeah, Coach Francis has really built the program. He was handed a good program to start with, but he's really taken that to the next level with his style of play and coaching opportunities.
Yeah, 8-time state titles for this Valkyrie program, and they are a soccer team here in the Louisville area that has been clicking on all cylinders for a number of different years now. So really anxious to get my eyes on them here tonight, see how this one plays out. Any big expectations going into this one, Casey?
Well, last year these teams played early in the season and they played to a 1-1 draw. So, I'm believing that tonight's going to be an exciting game. It's going to be competitive and it's going to be a close one.
Yeah, we'll see how it all plays out here in this one tonight as both teams heading over to their sideline, and we are just about set for our national anthem here at Horton Field. Still got about 4 minutes left on our pregame clock, so once that winds down, we will get set to get underway here for your Louisville Soccer Night from Horton Field on the campus of Sacred Heart Academy. We'll slide in our next break here, come back on the other side, and we'll be set for kickoff. Stick with us. You're watching Louisville Soccer Night right here on Glycod.
Folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. Sometimes when you have a roof leak, you just need a repair. At HKC Roofing, we're experts at finding and fixing leaks. For a free estimate, contact us at roofyourhouse.com.
Go ahead, pour it on, as thick as you want to. Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering. Serving up the tastiest ribs, chicken, brisket, brown sugar sticky wings, mutton and ham. Always served to you fresh and so good, it'll make you say,
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering, 7508 Preston Highway.
Holy smokes!
When you want the right agents for your real estate, choose the Van Treese team with Semin Realtors, Louisville's oldest and largest real estate firm. Former University of Louisville basketball star Stephen Van Treese and his wife Laura have put their diverse and combined expertise to work in helping you buy or sell your house. Contact the Van Treese team at 502-468-1463 or visit them online at vantreeseteam.seminin.com. Semin Realtors, always one step ahead. Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and Louisville.
Miller's Ace Hardware is more than a store, a proud community partner. They're the place for answers to your home repair or improvement questions. Mention this ad and receive a refilled propane tank for $19.99. Visit the helpful Miller's Ace folks at any of their 4 Louisville locations: Preston Highway and Gilmore Lane, St. Matthews, Taylor Boulevard, or the West End. And remember to download the Ace Hardware app for rewards when you shop.
The one way a good person goes to prison is to hurt or kill someone while driving drunk. Why would you throw your life away? John and I are asking you, please don't drink and drive.
You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Louisville Soccer Night set to get underway here in just a couple of minutes as we have wrapped up our national anthem. Now on to our starting lineups. I'll get those to you momentarily. Justin Kalen, Casey Hendrick back here with you as we get set for the Elizabethtown Panthers and the Sacred Heart Valkyries in what should be a fun battle. There you see E-Town on your left in their white uniforms, Sacred Heart will be in their red and navy blue uniforms here this evening. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups. First for E-Town, Marissa Bates is going to be in goal. She's a 5'5 senior, 18 saves on the season, 7 goals allowed, and 5 shutouts. Malia Courtney, a sophomore, 5'11", 4 goals, 5 assists on the season. Riley Pritchard is a 5'10 junior forward, 1 goal, 1 assist on the season. Micah Mittensway, she is a 5'6 sophomore, 2 goals, 3 assists for the forward on the year. Emma Robinson, a 5'3 senior, 6 goals. She leads the Panthers in goals. She is a forward. Olivia Bowen, a 5'3 junior, 4 goals, 1 assist on the season. Sarai Reed is a 5'5 junior, no goals, 2 assists on the year. Annalise Krimzar is a 5'5 junior defender. Isabel Maloney is a junior as well. She's got 1 assist on the year. Stella Johnson, a 5'7 sophomore, 3 goals, 8 assists on the team, or on the season. She leads the team with those 8 assists. And the final E-Town starter, Skylar Brandenburg, a 5'4 senior, 3 goals, no assists on the season for the midfielder. Casey, make anything of that starting lineup for the Panthers there?
They have a strong goalkeeper, and with Emma Robinson leading the way with 6 goals, she's going to be tough to defend. She's a good senior. And Micaiah Mittensberg, a sophomore with 2 goals, 3 assists. It's going to be a good combination to watch tonight.
Yeah, definitely several names to watch for E-Town, but you could say the same with Sacred Heart as well. As let's take a look at their starting lineup. First in goal, it's going to be the Moorhead State commit, Amira Hendrick, a 5'5 senior, 26 saves on the year, 1 goal allowed, 3 shutouts. Isabella Wazinski, a 5'5 sophomore. Bella Holtgrave is a 5'4 sophomore with 1 goal, 1 assist on the year. Soren Wilson, a 5'10 senior. Mia Lancaster, who we brought up earlier in the pregame, a 5'4 senior, and she's the team leader in terms of goals with 6 and assists with 5. Ava Burke is another starter, a 5'6 senior with 3 goals, 2 assists on the year. Sadie Zoller, a 5'7 junior. Charlie Henry is a 5'6 sophomore with 3 goals, 1 assist. Avery Krupp, who you mentioned earlier in the pregame, a 5'5 sophomore, 5 goals, 1 assist on the season. Emma Zutterman, a 5'10 senior with 5 goals, no assists on the year. And the final starter for Sacred Heart is going to be the freshman at 4'11", Samantha Myron, 3 goals, 2 assists on the season. What do you make of that Sacred Heart starting lineup?
Yeah, I think we'd want to keep an eye tonight on number 22, Charlie Henry. She has blazing speed alongside number 23, Avery Krupp. I think they're going to be the two to keep an eye out for as the goal-scoring opportunities take place.
All right, should be a fun night of soccer here. Justin Kalen, Casey Hendrick alongside you. Chris LeVar is our on-site producer. Addie Burton on camera for us here this evening. Should be a fun matchup, as I mentioned. E-Town in their white uniforms with the darker numbers on those uniforms, and Sacred Heart with the navy blue on the back, white lettering and numbering on those jerseys as well. And Casey, your first game here with us here on Glycod, and it's a dream for you because we've got very easy to read numbers on the back of those jerseys. You don't always get that, so I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, thanks for having me tonight. This has been a great opportunity. I'm very fortunate to be here, to get to call such an exciting game. Can't wait to see what's going on. It's a beautiful night for soccer.
Absolutely. As Sacred Heart will get the first possession here this evening.
Sacred Heart kicking off and heading.
Horton Field getting set for what should be a fun night of some girls varsity soccer. Decent crowd on tap across the way as well. Just a gorgeous night. Hovering right around the 80-degree mark. Lots of sunshine, a little bit of cloud cover as well. And we are underway here from Sacred Heart. And quickly, the Valkyries going to advance it up the field in a hurry. And there is the freshman with an early opportunity. Casey seems like she has really been pivotal and stepped into her role here this season for the Sacred Heart team, despite her youth and being a freshman.
Yeah, absolutely. She's been able to control the ball and make some critical passes in tight windows.
Now into the middle. Here's Charlie Henry. You mentioned watch that speed of her coming across. Work it into the middle of the field, and
Zutterman with the ball outside.
What's the mindset if you're E-Town coming into this game, knowing you're going up against the defending state champs, a Valkyrie team that has had a ton of success so far this season as well?
I think it's weather the storm. You know, Sacred Heart likes to start fast, and so as they get into this game, it's keep your composure, keep your space on the field, keep disciplined.
Easy to see in the early going of this one that they like to start fast. They've spent pretty well the majority of this first minute and some change on their side of the field, and now here they are again, back in possession with Avery Krupp, who sends it into the middle.
A little bit of a tough touch there.
That was Emma Zutterman winning it away. Now back to the middle, and that pass just a little bit long. Good idea, just not the greatest execution.
Right, Sacred Heart needs to probably communicate a little bit more out there in the midfield.
So now Marissa Bates, the goalkeeper for E-Town, will send it away, but it lands right back in the feet of the Valkyries, at least momentarily.
Ball just trickles out of bounds there off Mia Lancaster's right foot.
Now here they are back in possession. Here is Lancaster. She'll drop it back for Soren Wilson. All the way back to Hendrick now. And working it up that left side. I was about to say, I don't know how she kept that ball in bounds, but then the official flag comes up and says they were indeed out.
Yeah, Bella Wazinski's been a big part of the Sacred Heart defense this year. That was a close one.
You've gotten your eye on this Sacred Heart team a number of different times this season, Casey. What has stood out to you more? Is it the defensive effort you see on a night in and night out basis, or the offensive power?
Well, it really just varies, game to game. I think when you're playing a tough opponent like South Oldham, it was definitely more of a defensive game, and then there are some other games where offense is critical.
Yeah, that was evident in their last game, a 9-0 win over Seneca a night ago. Pretty impressive stuff there by Sacred Heart, as here we go with E-Town getting their first good run down the field, but Isabel Maloney loses that ball off her foot, but it does carry him out of bounds and stays here with the Panthers.
Yeah, Sacred Heart looks a little disheveled back here. They need to get it together as they're going to advance the ball out of the back.
Now Maloney set for the throw in here right in front of us. And gets it right to the feet of Samantha Myron, who takes it away.
Yeah, that was a great tackle, Justin.
Now Myron will move it to the middle of the field.
That's Bella Holtgrave with the pass out wide there.
5'4" sophomore is Holtgrave, and now a good through ball here to Avery Krupp. Krupp with that ball on her right foot, switches back to the left. Looks like she wants to get it inside and does. And a good job defensively there by E-Town, as that was a situation that could have gotten ugly, as Emma Zutterman had a really good look but just couldn't catch it cleanly.
Yeah, Marissa Bates come out and grab that one. It was exactly what needed to happen.
Good defensive effort by Sarai Reed as well for E-Town. As all the way back now to goal. Hendrick kicks it away off to the right. The aggressiveness here of Sacred Heart in the early going. Easy to tell that they really got their mindset on the possession game here in this one.
Yeah, I think controlling the game with possession is a big part of how we make the offensive work for Sacred Heart this year.
Wazinski sends it up. Errant pass, though, that time, but they're able to get it back, and now here comes Myron again, and she'll get bumped out of play. So Rye Reed a little aggressive there.
Yeah, that was a good tackle. Good use of the body there to force the turnover.
So now the throw-in coming up. Maloney set to trigger it and does. Gets it onto the foot of Stella Johnson. Johnson quickly loses it, though, as Mia Lancaster comes away with it. Now she'll lose it.
Yeah, we just got to get the ball off her foot on that one.
And a lot of possession in the early going of this one for Sacred Heart, but still looking for the crispness that we're used to seeing out of them. And now here comes the Panthers streaking down the field. That's Midsway with it, and she gets it taken away. Deep ball here for E-Town. Couple players going up for the header there, nearly knocked heads that time.
Yeah, that'll be an E-Town throw-in. They've got a good opportunity down here in the final third.
And that throw, I don't even know that got back in play. Awkward release there.
Yeah, the AR called that an illegal throw and awarded the ball to Sacred Heart.
Now here come the Valkyries streaking down the field again, trying to find the back of the net, something that they've been really good at so far this season. Now streaking up the right side with it here, that's Avery Krupp. Krupp trying to outpace her defender. Now she'll put on the brakes as it's knocked away. Good recovery there by Emma Robinson.
Yeah, that was good defense.
Now another throw in here for the Valkyries.
Charlie Henry, maybe Zutterman with the throw there. Correction, Charlie Henry. Got that one wrong.
Once again, good field position here for Sacred Heart, as now they're going to work it back to the opposite side of the midfield line.
Soren Wilson as the anchor with that center back. She's been able to really hold the opposing teams to limited opportunities.
Here comes the freshman Myron with it again. She'll put on the brakes. Looks for a teammate, able to drop it back for Wazinski.
Good ball movement by Sacred Heart right up to the end.
Looked like one of those three-man drills you'll see teams do in the pregame. But unfortunately, it's taken away. Now ball back with Hendrick, who sends it downfield. Holtgrave, she'll go all the way back. Back to the foot of Soren Wilson. Wilson now streaking up that left side. Good extra pass there. Trying to get it to the foot of Emma Zutterman, but just a little bit too far.
It's good defensive position by the center back there.
Here's Myron. Drops it back to Wasinski. Wasinski with the defender all over, able to get it off for Lancaster. Now into the middle for Holtgrave. She'll through ball for Samantha Myron. That was a good-looking pass there. Now Myron into the middle, and defender gets ahead on it and knocks it away, at least briefly.
Good defense by E-Town on that possession.
I believe that was Isabel Maloney that got that ball out of the box. Like it could have been the first opportunity for Sacred Heart, but like you said, good defense there as we have played about 20% of this first half.
Good.
8 minutes in.
Good step by E-Town on that one to take control of the ball and make a move down the field.
Here they are with Olivia Bowen. She sends it out to the left and gets it right back. Now back out to the left for Courtney, and she'll have it knocked away.
E-Town advances knocked out of the
and that should be the first corner of the night.
Elizabethtown corner kick.
Yeah, the teams are really going to have to make hay with the set pieces in this game. These could be great scoring opportunities for both clubs.
Especially for E-Town, who hasn't had a whole lot of time on this side of the field so far. Seems like this is a play they could try to capitalize on because you don't know how many more you're going to get throughout the night.
It looks like they've got good numbers in the box.
And the pass in just goes over the crossbar.
That was dangerous. That could have curved in a foot lower. That could have been the first goal of the night.
It would have been, yeah. That would have. I've never seen a corner kick go in, so that's kind of a bucket list item for me. So that would have been really neat.
Yeah, funny that we say that. You know, last year that's exactly how their one goal happened.
So Sacred Heart back in possession here. And now they're going to work it up the field. Good pass here.
Counterattack.
Krupp with it. She's going to have a clean shot and a good job blocking that one away by Marissa Bates.
Great defensive stop there.
How about that for Bates? The Moorhead State, or not, that's Hendrick on the other side, but Bates coming out and she contests the Sacred Heart player there.
She was in great position.
Yeah.
She was high enough to get to that ball, which really prevented the attack.
Now a kick towards the goal here by the Panthers is going to come up empty as Hendrick dives on top of it.
Looks like we're going to be playing for field position.
Hendrick going to come all the way up the field with it.
Wow, that's aggressive.
And just a little too much mustard on that pass as it goes back to Bates, who scoops down and picks it up.
Right idea, just a little too long.
And look at Hendrick on the right side there. She's still well out of that box.
That could be dangerous with, a chip ball or something from midfield.
Now Sacred Heart advancing towards the goal again, looking for that first of the night as this one bounces around.
Need to spread out. Oh.
And we're going to get a foul call against E-Town right outside the box now.
This is one of those set-piece opportunities talking about earlier. Sacred Heart will have to make the most of these plays.
And it's Mia Lancaster, their leader in terms of goals and assists on the season, gets set to take this one. But first, bend down and tie that shoe.
Strong left foot.
See what she decides to do here. Waiting for the referee whistle. There it is as Lancaster approaches. Going to go right at that wall, and a diving save by Marissa Bates.
Great defense.
That's 2 really good saves already by Bates here in the early going of this game.
And that was a shot on goal.
And now a whistle down on the field. And looks like maybe an equipment issue for one of the Panther players, as they're going to send Sarai Reed to the sideline.
Could be a little turf burn.
Yeah, they're going to send her straight over to the medical table, so that's exactly what it is. As it was Jocelyn Hurley, the 5'10 junior, coming on for her.
Also entering the game for Elizabethtown, number 6, Hadley.
Number 6, Hadley Paulson, a 5'7 junior, also checks in. 1 goal, no assists on the young season for her. As here's another good run by Myron, but she's unable to catch up to it.
Good defense to clear that ball out of bounds.
Tell you what, this E-Town defense is going to have to work for it tonight.
Yeah, Sacred Heart playing with a little urgency, playing ball fast there. Catch them off guard.
Here's Holtgrave sending it over to her right. Little bit Aaron as that one's taken away.
Charlie Henry with some great defense there to cause a turnover to take the ball away.
Now this ball going to carry him out of bounds, but it stays here with E-Town. So another Valkyrie throw in. Gets it into the middle here. Lancaster going to have another look at it, and that one just a little bit high.
Really good opportunity there, Justin. Just a bit off the mark, a foot lower, we've got a goal.
Lancaster with a couple good kicks on the ball here in the early going of this one, but we're going to make so much of her throughout this one tonight with those 6 goals, 5 assists. But looking down the rest of the Sacred Heart roster, you've got Giovanna Garza with 5 goals on the year. You've got Emma Zutterman, who we mentioned, with 5 goals on the year. So lots of firepower and a number of different players for Sacred Heart who can step up and knock it through.
Absolutely. Garza coming off the bench should be a good pace of change for the midfield for Sacred Heart.
Back in possession with it here is Avery Krupp, who drops it back. Now ball in the middle of the field, looking for Myron, who couldn't come away with it. Back in possession are the Panthers. Maloney trying to control the ball there, but couldn't do so as it's knocked away, and back to the Valkyries it goes, but only briefly.
E-Town's getting in those passing lanes,
yeah, they are
creating the turnovers.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with their defensive unit so far tonight. Sacred Heart they put on the blitz right out of the gates, but so far, like we talked about in the pregame, you said that this is an E-Town team that has to weather the storm. So far, I'd say they've done just that.
Absolutely. It's been a good defensive showing for both teams thus far. A couple more opportunities for Sacred Heart, but E-Town's hanging in there.
Zutterman trying to find the foot of Myron as that one's knocked away. And that's going to be the first corner kick of the night for Sacred Heart. So yet another set piece. We'll see how they're able to execute here. Speaking of the freshman, Giovanna Garza coming off the bench. Here she comes. 5 goals, 1 assist on the year as she'll take over for Emma Zutterman. Sarai Reed also back on the field now for E-Town. As the corner, that ball lofted in. Good-looking ball right into the middle of the field, and we're going to get an official whistle here. Foul called against Sacred Heart.
Yeah, I think that might have been Avery Krupp just with an illegal position there.
So it'll go back for a goal kick here as Marissa Bates has it. It's set to boot it away. We've played nearly 15 minutes into this first half of play.
It's been a really competitive game.
It has. Pretty well what we were expecting coming in with the records of both of these teams. As Bates, a short kick, but it lands at the foot of one of her teammates. But then they're going to give it right back. Ooh, great move there. Middle of the field that time for Lancaster to keep that ball away from E-Town.
Yeah, Sacred Heart continues to switch the field, which will be good for their offensive attack.
Now here's Garza, and she's going to be whistled off sides, but thought we were going to see it early there. She just got onto the field, thought that was her opportunity to shine, but a little in front of the ball that time.
Yeah, that one was close, Justin.
So free kick here for E-Town.
Setting up for a deeper kick on this one.
And she does indeed bomb it down the field.
It's a good play by Zadie Zoller to knock that out of the air.
Now Garza, the freshman, with it again. Gets it into the middle of the field. Holtgrave drops it back. Now over that right side.
Sun could be an issue on that side, too.
Yeah, that's a great point. That far right corner of the field where that sun's still shining. The rest of the field protected by the tree cover. As here they come again. This time it looks like Garza is onside. Bates going to come way out and kicks it away. Good aggressive goaltending that time.
Yeah, great way to clear that ball.
Now trying to get it in for Ava Burke as it's knocked away. And Burke's going to get this ball in play. Now over back to that right side of the field. Working this one in the middle, takes a deflection off of one of the Panther players as Burke tracks it down in the corner. Now, good job getting past her defender there into the middle. And that was a good attempt, but unable to get a shot off on goal that time. But good action there for Sacred Heart.
Great ball movement on that one.
Now the throw in. With it now is Charlie Henry. Back for Wazinski. Back with Henry. She'll send it up. And we're going to get another whistle by our officiating crew, and they're going to call an offsides again. Two of them in the last couple of minutes now for Sacred Heart.
Yeah, Coach Francis is going to have to talk to that top line to see what's going on there. Could be a strategy of E-Town to play a little bit of a higher line, to catch them in the offsides.
If you're E-Town in this situation right now in the game, do you kind of concentrate on trying to get some possession of your own, or do you just continue to scrap and claw and hopefully Sacred Heart's not able to find the back of the net?
I think Coach Zoller would focus on defense, try to get to half at a 0-0 tie, and then, maybe wear down the Sacred Heart team and get a goal in the second half.
Sure. As Hendrick with a defender barreling down on her, able to get that one away.
Yeah, that was a close call there.
Leah Courtney with it. She'll take a shot towards the goal, but no problem for Hendrick in goal. She has made a ton of saves so far this season. 26 of them through 9 games coming into this one.
Yeah, that one was a little bit on the easier side. It was definitely a shot on goal. Mm-hmm. Quality shot.
Now a deep ball down the field. And E-Town comes away with it, at least briefly. Now Sacred Heart back in possession as they're going to continue to use that right side of the field.
I was just about to say that they've been keeping the ball on that right side.
Yeah, the whole time. If it's not been at the foot of Samantha Myron here on this near side, it's been over there the entirety of the game.
Yeah, it could be a strategy to get the crowd involved.
Madeline Schulten, number 32, a 5'6" junior coming onto the field for Sacred Heart. 1 goal on the season for Schulten.
Giving Charlie Henry a break there.
Well deserved. As tracking this one down is Wazinski. Back at the foot now of the Panthers as good kick up the field here by Jocelyn Hurley. But her teammate couldn't corral it, but neither could Isabel Wazinski as she loses it out of play. Quick throw in here for E-Town, who promptly loses it out of bounds.
Yeah, that'll be a Valkyrie's throw-in back here in their own third.
That was a great defensive effort there by Soren Wilson, applying the pressure. As we are nearly halfway through this first half of play. As Isabel Wazinski going to head to the sideline. She's going to take a well-deserved rest as well. Good throw in here. Tracking it down is Madeline Courier, a 5'5 freshman newly into the game. 1 goal, 4 assists on the season for her. Quickly into the middle of the field. Krupp sends it back. Now once again going to work up that right side. Now switching back more towards the middle. Back at Krupp. She's going to try to race this one down and does. Good hustle there. Gets it into the middle of the field. Ball bouncing loose. And Garza had an opportunity but couldn't get to that one quickly enough.
Yeah, that was a great opportunity there for Sacred Heart to make something happen.
Now here come the Panthers trying the counterattack here. Under 20 to play here in this first half.
Yeah, E-Town needs to get some numbers up there in the box for their attacking moments.
Now in the middle with it. Here comes Hurley. Trying the through ball that time, but another good defensive effort by Soren Wilson.
Great acceleration there in the short field.
Wilson with great size on that back line. As a race for the ball here is going to be won by E-Town as it'll just be kicked out of play, so a throw in and it's taken quickly. Here's Garza into the middle for Myron, the 2 freshmen. Myron will take a shot. It looks like it went off the face of one of the defenders, and Marissa Bates able to jump up and get the save.
That was a dangerous ball, Justin. That could have, easily just went over the tips of the fingers. That's a hard ball to catch sometimes.
I tell you what, I love freshmen and watching them play high school athletics. They don't care. They have no fear. They go out there and play, and I love that about freshmen, and we've seen a lot of that from Samantha Myron here tonight.
Yeah, she's been a great addition to the Sacred Heart team this year in the midfield. She's made a lot of quality plays.
So Rye Reed with it for E-Town as that one's going to be deflected off of Garza. And that should be a throw-in for Sacred Heart, and it will be as Madeline Courier gets it in play. Off for Myron. Drops it back to Courier. She'll put it in the middle of the field, headed away. Now at the foot of Schulten, who gets it away. Back with Schulten here.
Yeah, I feel like they're trying to get the ball to Lancaster.
Holtgrave with it here. They're going to try to drop it down that right side. Good idea. Now ball into the middle. And once again, headed away by the Panthers.
That was a good opportunity there. Solid cross.
Here's Ava Burke will send it up. And this ball going to go back beyond the midfield line where Burke tracks it down. She'll send it back for Wilson.
Yeah, it looked like Sacred Heart thought the ball was going to roll out of bounds, and it just didn't go that direction.
Now Schulten sends it up, trying to go over to that left side and find Courier, but couldn't do so. But now they will.
Good speed on that one.
And Courier with just a flick into the box and a little too much on that one as it goes out of play, and Marissa Bates will have the goal kick here.
Entering the game for Elizabethtown, number 16.
Annalise Krimzar and Isabel Maloney back on the field now for E-Town. As Skylar Brandenburg will head to the sideline, as will Micah Mittensway. As Bates with that right hand raised, boots it away with her left foot. And that could have been a handball, but
I was thinking the same thing.
Officials let it go. As the Valkyries will track it. Oh, they did call it. Okay.
Might have been playing a little bit of an advantage there.
Yeah.
And since the ball, went out of bounds, they decided to call it back there.
So they will send it back to the left side of the midfield line here where E-Town will get set to kick it away with 16 minutes left here in this first half. A competitive first half. I'd say Sacred Heart has the majority of the possession, but really impressed with the defensive effort so far for E-Town. And it's resulted in a 0-0 scoreline as it stands now.
A little bit of a tug on the jersey there. Ref awards Sacred Heart a free kick.
Quick free kick taken as well as Soren Wilson gets it up the field, but unable to track it down was Courier before it goes out of bounds. So a throw-in upcoming now for E-Town.
Yeah, that ball was played just a little too hard. Good idea. Just a little tough.
Olivia Bowen back on the field now for E-Town, as is Stella Johnson.
Looked like a legal throw by E-Town there.
Can you explain more about illegal throws?
So if you throw the ball and essentially if it crosses that it's inbounds but lands out of bounds, they will call that an illegal throw. If they have a throw that never comes inbounds and it lands out of bounds, it's almost like a do-over. And then if the player lifts up one of their feet or doesn't put the ball over their head, that would be considered an illegal throw.
Huh. Just don't feel like that's a call you see all that often.
It doesn't really happen too much at this level. Usually it's when players are rushing, or in a hurry trying to catch the other team off guard.
Boot away here for E-Town. Is this one going to go out of play? As it'll be a throw-in as Stella Johnson sprints over to the sideline to pick it up. Wants to take this throw-in quickly, but she's got to wait for the referee whistle. Well, she was trying to throw it a couple yards in front of where she should have. And now they will indeed get it in play to Molly Durbin. Soren Wilson again knocking this one away. Going to go all the way back to Hendrick. It goes right back to Wilson.
Good little combination there from the defense.
Yeah. Now Burke sends it up the left side for Courier. Courier, nice through ball here. And they're going to get it into the foot of Avery Krupp. Krupp into the middle now. Courier, she'll take a shot, and it's going to land off to the right.
Just to the left post there. That was close. Close attack by Sacred Heart.
Down to 13 and a half minutes left here in this first half.
It's been a really defensive game, Justin.
It has, yeah.
It's been
Does
fun
that
to watch.
surprise you?
No, I was thinking that it would be a defensive game. When these two match up, it's always going to be close.
So Bates now set to take the goal kick. The lefty sends it away. Not very deep, however.
Lancaster with some good defense to jump in front of that one.
I've been really impressed with her tonight. Looking at those numbers, the 6 goals, the 5 assists, you expect a lot of offensive firepower, but her defensive effort so far tonight has been really good as well.
She's definitely getting a lot of hustle points in my book.
Yeah. It's a good way to put it. As Hendrick sends this one away.
A little off target on that one.
Back into the middle for Stella Johnson, who promptly loses it. Now Myron going to try to track this one down. Didn't quite have the speed, but somehow gets there anyways. Now she'll work it for Courier. And this one briefly knocked away, but it's still bouncing loose. Courier, the ball at her foot, gets it taken away by Riley Pritchard.
Good physical play by both teams on that exchange.
Now Myron looking for a teammate. She's going to send it out to the left. Here's Courier. And another official whistle here.
Looks to be offsides.
Offsides again, wow.
Yeah, Coach Francis can't be happy about that.
Third one of the game. As we're under 12 to play here in this first half. Couple of substitutions for both sides waiting over on the sidelines. Charlie Henry, Kaylin Sana set to check in. Also got Mike Mittensway and Skylar Brandenburg for E-Town set to check in. As this ball kept in play somehow. Great effort there by Olivia Bowen, but it's going to land at the foot of the Valkyrie players, and now bending down to pick it up is Amira Hendrick.
Good reaction time over there to play the ball back into the box to grab it with her hands.
Hendrick going to roll this one out. Now she gets it away beyond the midfield line. Soft little header there by Avery Krupp, who advances it up. Now ball in the middle of the field. Shot here, and Marissa Bates with yet another save. And she's been called into action a number of times so far tonight. And so far, she's answered the call each and every time.
Yeah, that was a great opportunity for Mia Lancaster on that right side with her left foot.
Bates this time with a booming kick down the field, but it lands right on the head of Madeline Schulten.
Soren Wilson there with a great turnaround to advance the ball the other way.
Ava Burke looking for the through ball. Can't get it cleanly as it's knocked away.
E-Town's definitely playing a high line to catch them off sides. That's a good strategy for E-Town.
Myron with an errant pass there as it's going to go all the way back to Marissa Bates. Now Bates finds the head of Isabel Maloney, who loses possession, and then Myron turns right around and she loses it out of play herself. And now, talk about a well-deserved rest. Samantha Myron going to come over to the Sacred Heart sideline, as is number 23, Avery Krupp. And Casey, both those gals have just done nothing but run for the entirety of the 30 minutes of soccer so far.
Yeah, good move by Coach Francis to get them some rest so they're ready for the second half.
Louisville Soccer Night here on Glycod, 0-0 up on our scoreboard.
Looks like Sacred Heart's trying to get the ball to Charlie Henry on that right side over there.
Yeah, I'm ready to see that speed unleashed that you talk about.
Yeah, they'll try to play some balls into the corner, to get those opportunities for the cross back into the middle.
Now Burke with an errant pass, but it does go through. Courier nearly able to track it down, but it's just sent out by Sarai Reed.
Yeah, Ava Burke's been a great contributor to the team this year as well from a defensive standpoint. She usually logs 80 minutes.
If I was a betting man, I would imagine Ava's Uncle Tony probably tuned into the broadcast right now. We're down under 9 minutes to play here in this first half. Burke gets it in play.
Schulten with the pass out to Holtgrave.
And Holtgrave looking to thread the needle here. A little too much on that one as it's going to sail out of play. And will result in an E-Town throw-in. Hadley Paulson coming back on the field now for the Panthers. She's going to have to jog all the way across the field to relieve her man.
Yeah, it looks like she's going to be throwing the ball in here.
Looks like Annabelle, that is not Annabelle Garcia, excuse me, Malaya Courtney is who she replaces.
E-Town with some space here.
Now trying to advance the ball up the field, and that's really kind of been their issue tonight. Each time they've gotten it onto the right side of the midfield line, there's just not enough help down there.
Number 13, Olivia Bowen, showing some good speed on that left side.
She's had several impressive moments here in this one tonight. As trying to keep the possession alive here. That's Skylar Brandenburg with it, but she can't do that. Now into the middle. They're going to work it back for Soren Wilson. The senior sends it off to her right. Gonna work it back for Amira Hendrick. Hendrick off now for Burke.
Good ball to the middle there.
Yeah. Courier. Back with Burke.
Good one-touch passing by Sacred Heart.
Good change of direction there by Burke, but unable to handle the pass cleanly was Sana.
Good defense by Bella Holtgrave there.
Now here is Holtgrave sending it up to the right. Ball worked to the middle of the field. Garza trying to track it down.
Ooh.
Nearly pushes the defender out of the way. You could tell she was hungry for that one.
That was a close call there by Bates, picking that ball up right on the 18.
Giovanna Garza, another freshman, as we mentioned, for this Sacred Heart team. As Courier up to the left, yet another freshman, as Garza tries to track this one down, and Marissa Bates comes out for the sliding stop.
She's really been on her toes tonight, Justin. Being able to come out and grab those balls really stunned the Sacred Heart advances.
You know, really, most times you don't see the goalkeepers have to put in the number of steps that other players do out on the field. I'd say you could make an argument against that for Marissa Bates tonight. She's been having to go everywhere on this field.
Yeah, I would imagine Coach Zoller's got her ready to play and play a little bit higher today, considering the style of play from Sacred Heart.
Entering the game for Elizabethtown.
Now we're going to get another couple substitutions for E-Town. It's Leah Courtney coming back in. Molly Durbin, the senior, coming back on as well.
try to make something happen here in the last 5 minutes of the first half.
Sacred Heart definitely wants to find the back of the net before the halftime break. They've had football at their feet more than not here in this first half, as here's another attempt towards goal, and that's an easy save for Marissa Bates, who scoops down and picks it up.
Yeah, Lancaster just looked up there at the end, took her eyes off the ball.
Bates now boots it away.
It's a good punt.
Yeah, another good effort there. As off of the head of Holtgrave, out of play, so throw in upcoming now for the Panthers. They're going to take it quickly.
And that's smart strategy there by E-Town to catch Sacred Heart off guard.
I was just thinking, is it good strategy? Because she only had 2 teammates. You had a 3-on-6 at that point.
Really,
wouldn't she be advised to wait and let some of the other teammates catch up?
Well, it really depends on how much speed you have down there. If you catch them napping and you got a fast player, sometimes you can take advantage of that.
Sure. Down to 4 minutes left here in this first half. Good block there by Burke. Now Courier, how about that for an athletic takeaway?
That was a great stretch there.
So Ryan Reed got her leg way up by her head. All Valkyries.
See some urgency from E-Town here in this remaining 4 minutes of the first half.
What's more important, Sacred Heart to get a goal before the break, or is it more important for E-Town to go to the break tied up at 0?
I'd lean towards E-Town taking a 0-0 game to have.
Trying for the through ball there. That would have been gorgeous had it connected. Charlie Henry unable to catch up with it, and now taken away briefly, but back at the feet of the Valkyries. Trying to remain in possession here, but like we've seen all night, aggressive defensive effort there by the Panthers.
Looks like both teams are playing with urgency.
Burke sends it into the middle of the field. Here's Holtgrave with it. She'll through ball here. Charlie Henry, we wanted to see it, and another good job coming out for the save there by Marissa Bates.
That was a great effort from Bates on that one.
I don't know how she got to that ball in time. Just trying to get it back into the middle of the field. Lancaster tracks it down. Trying to get it off to Henry. Knocked away briefly. Back with Lancaster.
She's hustling.
Yeah.
Good physical play over there by both teams.
And she says enough's enough and just kicks it back to one of her teammates as we've got just over 2 minutes left here in this first half. Here's a good-looking effort.
Yeah, E-Town needs to get some more numbers up there for that type of attack.
Looked like she was going to have a runaway. That was Malia Courtney with the ball at her foot, but Sacred Heart, great recovery defensively, and now they're going to have an attempt here. Here comes Garza, the freshman inside the box. She's going to slide it past Marissa Bates, and on the rebound, able to get it in the 38th minute. Sacred Heart finally finds the back of the net, and after constant pressure this entire first half, they finally get one, Casey.
Yeah, Coach Francis, he's on them about follow-up. That was a great play by Bates to make that initial save. But the fight in Garza just kept it going.
So Garza now with her 6th goal of the season. And a great job there staying resilient. She's waited for the rebound to deflect off of Marissa Bates and was there for the easy stick back. Great looking job there by Sacred Heart.
Yeah, and that could build some momentum here in the final 2 minutes.
And now back under play as the Valkyries back in possession here.
Garza.
Burke. Courier. Down to the middle now. Was looking for Charlie Henry, but taken away at least briefly. But Henry able to track it down. Holtgrave up to Lancaster, who was trying to thread the needle in for Henry.
It's good ball movement on that play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems as this game's gone on, Sacred Heart's really settled into their offense.
Yeah, they're starting to get into their groove. They've had more than a few of those fast breaks, and so being able to capitalize.
First half, 1 minute.
Now here we go, E-Town in their box, but it's taken away. A little bit of an errant pass there by Stella Johnson, and here comes Sacred Heart back the other direction as we've got 45 seconds to play here in the half.
Good defense there.
Taken away again. We're going to advance it up. Another great job there by Soren Wilson.
She's really been tough to get around this year, Justin.
Especially tonight. I feel like I've said nothing but Soren Wilson on that back line.
She definitely has a lot of speed and is aggressive. She's everywhere you can be when we're back there in our Sacred Heart third.
Under 20 seconds left now in the half, and that looked like it was going to be a good opportunity for Sacred Heart, but could have very well been the last try of the half as we're down under 10.
Bates did a great job coming out to scoop that one up.
And Bates going to kick it away with 5 seconds left in the half, and that will do it for the first half of play. Sacred Heart, it took them 38 minutes, but they finally find the back of the net near the end of that first half of play, thanks to the feet of Giovanna Garza, the freshman, able to find the back of the net. So it's going to be a 1-0 lead for Sacred Heart as we get into our halftime. We'll step aside for a brief break here. We'll come back on the other side. We'll break down that first half as well as get you set for the second half of play. You're watching Louisville Soccer Night here this evening on Glycod.
If a drunk driver hurts or kills someone, the bar or restaurant that overserved that person is jointly responsible. I'm attorney John D. Camillus, and Rob and I hold restaurants and bars accountable. Let me speak directly to bar managers and bartenders. Be a frontline hero. Have the courage to cut someone off. If you've been in an accident with a drunk driver, call us. Our reputation is our trademark.
Miller's Ace Hardware is more than a store, a proud community partner. They're the place for answers to your home repair or improvement questions. Mention this ad and receive a refilled propane tank for $19.99. Visit the helpful Miller's Ace folks at any of their 4 Louisville locations: Preston Highway and Gilmore Lane, St. Matthews, Taylor Boulevard, or the West End. And remember to download the Ace Hardware app for rewards when you shop.
When you want the right agents for your real estate, choose the Van Treese team with Semin Realtors, Louisville's oldest and largest real estate firm. Former University of Louisville basketball star Stephen Van Treese and his wife Laura have put their diverse and combined expertise to work in helping you buy or sell your house. Contact the Van Treese team at 502-468-1463 or visit them online at vantreeseteam.seminin.com. Seminin Realtors, always one step ahead. UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
Hi folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Back here, Sacred Heart Academy, Horton Field, the site of tonight's Louisville Soccer Night. Justin Kalen, Casey Hendrick back here alongside you as we are smack dab in the middle of our halftime break here this evening. We're Sacred Heart leading 1-0 over the E-Town Panthers. But, Casey, it was a fun first half of play, extremely competitive. We were deadlocked at 0 until the 38th minute when Giovanna Garza was able to find the back of the net. But aside from that goal, I felt like that first half was pretty tightly played. Possession, obviously, in favor of Sacred Heart, but E-Town did everything they could up until the very last minutes before they allowed that goal.
Really got E-Town ready to play this evening. You know, it can be intimidating coming out here to Horton Field, playing against the state champs. But Coach Zoller had a game plan. You know, he's playing a little bit of a high line on defense. They've done a great job neutralizing the Sacred Heart attack. And I'm excited to see what's going to take place in the second half.
Well, it's funny. When we got here this evening, the scoreboard was on with the Sacred Heart and E-Town up there, and it was 8-0 in favor of Sacred Heart. So when Coach Zoller got here, he said, how'd we play? Doesn't look like we played very well. I'm sure he's a lot happier with his team only trailing by 1 here at half.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to the Sacred Heart staff. That was that score was a carryover from yesterday at the 8 or 9-0 win over Seneca.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, a little bit of mind games potentially. We'll see. But it was a fun first half of play. What did you see in that first half? Maybe a couple things that stood out, maybe for Sacred Heart as E-Town as well.
Yeah, I think I'd start with the play of Marissa Bates. You know, she's had her hands full. Beyond coming out and grabbing all those balls, I'd have to think she's probably got 6 or 7 quality saves. So, you know, the play of Marissa Bates and that back line playing high. You know, and from the Sacred Heart side, I think they've showed some good speed, some good counterattacking. They just have to make the most of their opportunities.
Yeah, and they did at the end of that first half. As we mentioned, Giovanna Garza nets the goal with 38 minutes into that first half. How about for the second half? A couple things you're going to be looking out for, maybe once again for Sacred Heart and for E-Town as well.
Well, I think Coach Francis is going to have to talk to his offense about being offsides. I think we had, 4 or 5 calls there. Yeah. And so as E-Town plays that high line, he's going to have to make an adjustment to catch them off their play of the ball or off their line. So I would imagine some speed out of Sacred Heart's top line, trying to get the ball to Henry or Krupp in the corners, and with a little bit of cross action coming back. And then for Coach Zoller, I think he's just going to buckle down on defense, play a little bit of hard-nosed physical play against the Valkyries, and try to grind out a goal here and maybe a set-piece opportunity.
Yeah, we'll see how it all shakes out in the second half as we'll step aside for a break here. About 4.5 minutes left in halftime, and we'll be back underway in the second half of play. So all that coming up for you on the other side of this break. Stick with us. You're watching Louisville Soccer Night here this evening from Sacred Heart Academy on Glycod.
Red Ball Recycling is Southern Indiana's #1 recycling choice for a reason. We offer top dollar for all scrap metal. We can buy steel, copper, aluminum, brass, junk cars, and more. Call or stop by Red Ball Recycling and turn your scrap metal into scrap money. Located in Jeff and Madison.
Not just not just blinds.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Leslie Gilly in Oldham County today.
UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time. You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Your Louisville Soccer Night rolls on. We'll have the second half of Sacred Heart and E-Town coming up on the other side of this break. Should be fun second half. Stick with us right here on Glycod.
You want the right agents for your real estate. Choose the Van Treese team with Semin Realtors, Louisville's oldest and largest real estate firm. Former University of Louisville basketball star Stephen Van Treese and his wife Laura have put their diverse and combined expertise to work in helping you buy or sell your house. Contact the Van Treese team at 502-468-1463 or visit them online at vantreeseteam.seminin.com. Seminin Realtors, always one step ahead. UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time. You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Halftime just about over here at Horton Field at Sacred Heart Academy. Justin Kalen, Casey Hendrick back here alongside you as we get set for the second half of play. Sacred Heart leading 1-0 up on our scoreboard with a very late goal in that first half of play as both teams now on their sidelines getting set to head back out on the field. Just a reminder, E-Town in their white uniforms, the Sacred Heart in the navy blue and red uniforms as they've got 40 minutes back up on the clock, and we are set for the second half of play. Teams will switch sides of the field, so now Sacred Heart will be traveling to the goal on your right. E-Town will be going to the goal on your left. Do you think that has any sort of psychological effect on players having to switch sides of the field after half, or just something at this point you're used to?
I think it's good for a change. I think when you're a player, and you go through a tough half or grinding, it's good to mix it up, good to switch. I think obviously with the sun setting, you don't have that factor or that variable that's in play. And so now you're, depending on which side your fans are sitting on, it can be either really positive or it can be a negative.
Yeah. And we did see that sun come into play in that first half when they were on the far side of the field. Before it set, it was pretty gnarly over there on that far side. But like you said, we don't have that to worry about, so we get set for what should be a pretty cleanly played second half and a lot of fun to be had here as well. We'll see if Sacred Heart can extend their unbeaten streak up to 19 games. Heck of a start to this season. And it will be E-Town ball to start this second half of play. We'll see how they attack things coming out of the half.
Yeah, it just shows you, how important the coin toss is, when the coaches are that strategy of deciding which direction they're going at halftime.
How about this? E-Town going to come out and just kick this one away like it was a football kickoff.
Yeah, I'm not sure Coach Zoller drew it up to be like that.
There were three players here on the near side right in front of the press box. They all just took off sprinting as soon as she kicked that ball away, but it was even too far for them to catch. And now a throw in here for Sacred Heart.
Sadie Zoller on the throw in.
And already the aggressive defense keeps up for E-Town here to begin this second half of play.
Good physical shoulder-to-shoulder contact there by Avery Krupp.
Tell you what, if it wasn't for the defensive effort of E-Town here in this one, this game would be a lot more than 1-0, but I've been really impressed with the Panthers' effort so far.
Absolutely. They're competing.
Yep.
Both sides of the ball competing. You couldn't ask for anything better.
So Sacred Heart trying to keep possession alive, but this one's taken away, and now a place E-Town hasn't spent too much time tonight on their side of the field, as Hendrick going to track this one down and boots it out of play.
Smart decision there not to cause any type of accidental score or something.
Mentioned it in that first half, but Amira Hendrick, the Moorhead State commit, has had a tremendous season so far this year, allowing just that one goal back in game number 1 against Notre Dame Academy.
Yeah, Moorhead State, coached by Paul Cox, they're having a great year. They've had 2 years made it to the NCAA tournament.
Is that something, once you're a commit somewhere like that, you keep track of how they're doing in season prior to you even getting there?
Yeah, the coaches stay in touch with the players stay in touch with the coaches. There's usually an official visit. They go to see the team in action.
And Garza again. Oh, she gets tripped up, and that's going to be a foul call.
On Elizabethtown.
Yeah, technically, Justin, that should be a red card.
I do not disagree with that, as Garza had a great look right at the goal. As you take a look at another look at it here on your screen. Gets taken down there. They're going to show the yellow card. But unfortunately, that happened outside the box, just a couple yards away.
Number 6.
Yeah, Coach Francis is
his hands are up in the air and everything.
Asking for clarification on the yellow. I think he's thinking it should be a red as well. But the referee did point out that there might have been a player behind that last one, which then would negate the red, and it would be a yellow.
All right, so we'll see how they attack things here just outside the box.
Looks like Mia Lancaster's line up to take this kick. Not too different from the one that she had in the first half.
And that one was a really good attempt.
Looks like she's going to need to ask for 10. The E-Town team looks to be maybe 6 or 7 deep there.
That's a big wall standing right in front of her, as just awaiting the referee whistle as he gets through giving the explanation to Coach Francis on that Sacred Heart sideline. That clock stopped at 37:51, and now that wall will be forced to back up a little bit.
Yeah, Lancaster looks to the sideline to see if Coach Francis has any advice or guidance on how to maybe play this ball.
They're going to back him up even more. Backed him up twice. So that gives Lancaster plenty of room here.
Yeah, it looks like she'll have to curve it around to the left or play it central.
Lefty takes the kick, and it lands right at the feet of one of the players on that wall. It looked like Leah Courtney that got that ball out of there, and now a collision down in the middle of the field, and that's going to go against Sacred Heart.
Yeah, Sadie Zoller looked to get tangled up there. E-Town played quick on that one.
Now Charlie Henry up the left side. As Lancaster ready for the throw in, gets it in for Henry. Back to Lancaster.
Good defensive step there by E-Town to knock that ball out of there.
Lancaster was looking for Avery Krupp in the middle of the field, as Charlie Henry going to have to track this one down, and she does. Now gets it into the middle of the field and cleared away. Looks like Skylar Brandenburg, the defender that got that out of there. I don't know that was necessary. Looked like Marissa Bates was in good position to get the save again there.
Yeah, they probably need to do a little bit better of a job communicating from goalkeeper to center back, to give Sacred Heart a scoring opportunity here. That could have been avoided.
Now it's going to result in a corner kick for Sacred Heart, the second one of the evening. As this is a good ball played in and batted around in the box, but it comes up empty.
Looked like Holtgrave got her head on that one, just not enough force.
Now Zoller over to her right. Here's Garza with it, the lone goal scorer here tonight. She'll kick it into the box, and an awkward attempt there as it goes out of play and will result in a goal kick.
Yeah, I think Charlie Henry might have tried to hurdle that one and let it go through, but it caught the back of her feet.
I didn't. I'm glad you had an explanation because I had no idea what was going on there.
That would have been an extremely athletic play there if that would have went through.
4 minutes played here in the second half. Still 1-0 Sacred Heart up on our scoreboard.
Bates setting up for the goal kick.
Tell you what, that left leg's getting a workout here tonight.
Yeah, they don't play out of the back too much with position, which really makes a 50-50 ball here, which doesn't really work in E-Town's favor.
Now the throw-in upcoming for Zoller.
Ooh, off the face of Avery Krupp.
You got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah,
whatever it takes to win.
That's right, compete.
As Burke knocks this one out of play, a little too long on that pass attempt.
Right idea, just have to be a little bit softer. The ball moves a lot faster on this turf when some of the players are used to grass.
Now Bates again sets the ball down for the goal kick. This one hardly goes anywhere, but it does land at the feet of E-Town, at least briefly. And now the through ball, a little too long as Bates comes out and scoops it up.
Yeah, those goal kicks, a little bit dangerous there in the middle of the field.
Mm-hmm. See if she can get a little more length on this one. That's more like it.
Yeah, Sacred Heart can't let those balls bounce. You know, that's something Coach Francis really needs to talk to the defense about.
Speaking of the defense, Soren Wilson with it. Going to send it all the way back to Hendrick. Hendrick gets a good leg on it. Headed away by Riley Pritchard. Back into the feet of Sacred Heart. Now here comes Ava Burke with it. She's got a wide open lane. Into the box here. Gets it off towards Bates, and Bates scoops up another one.
Yeah, that was great defense by the E-Town defender there to get physical with Berkey and make that shot go a little bit right.
Bates. Good one that time. Little game of header there between the two teams briefly.
Dangerous touch there from Sadie Zoller. Almost not hard enough.
Now this one taken away. Here come the Panthers with it. See if they can get something working in their favor. Have had a tough time keeping the ball at their feet here in this one.
Yeah, I think that could have maybe been a handball.
Now they're going to give it away. As Henry with it.
Sacred Heart switching the field there. Definitely what needs to happen.
Burke with a through ball. Just a little too much on that one. Good idea. Was looking for Giovanna Garza.
Burke playing with some adrenaline in this second half.
Yeah. Now Wilson dropping it back for Hendrick. We'll take the short route off to her right. Off to Schulten. Now back at the foot of Ava Burke. This time the through ball will find its intended target. Well, if Garza could have gotten to it, but stepped slow that time.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Francis has made an adjustment with halftime playing out here to the right to Sadie Zoller, then down to Ava Burke.
Now here come the Panthers up that right side, looking to make something happen. That's Mittensway with it. She loses possession, and now trying to dribble over there on that far sideline as it's knocked out of play, and back to Sacred Heart it goes.
Yeah, good defense there by Bella Holtgrave.
Now back to Wilson.
Zinski with some fancy footwork there on the sideline.
There it is now with Avery Krupp. Krupp going to drop it in for Henry. She'll track it down.
Smart to drop it there, Justin.
Now Lancaster looking to work it up that entire left side, but it just goes out of play, so a throw-in upcoming now for E-Town.
Yeah, that one just got away from her. You know, I think she had the right idea to get wide with the cross back inside. Just a little too hard.
Molly Durbin and Annalise Crimsar back in the game now for E-Town.
E-Town with a throw in there on the right side of the field.
And it's a good one. Finds its intended target. They're pretty bunched over there on that far side of the field, so Sacred Heart able to take it away. As Schulten now wants to get it off to her right, was looking for Burke, but it's taken away.
Yeah, she tried to thread the needle on that one, you know, just needed to be a foot further to the right.
Now here comes Malia Courtney with it. Good, long, extended run for her. One of the first times we've seen that tonight for E-Town.
Yeah, I hear Courtney's a really good basketball player as well.
I can see that. Listed at 5'11" on my roster, so.
Yeah, Coach Donna Moore was giving her some kudos before the game. Says she's being heavily recruited.
Okay. Bates to kick it away and does so.
Good high punt there. Sacred Heart finally gets maybe a head or a shoulder on it, keeps it from bouncing.
Nearly 10 minutes into this second half of play. Sacred Heart 1.
Looks
E-Town
like
0.
E-Town starts to get a little bit of an attack going. They just don't have the numbers.
Now, is that an execution issue on their side of things, or do you credit the Sacred Heart defense for that?
You know, I think it's a little bit of reading the game by the midfield. You know, you've got your strikers and your wing or your forwards up there with the ball, and then if the midfield's not attacking, overlapping those runs, you know, you tend to be outmanned.
Looks like we got a stoppage by the official down there on the field talking to
Soren Wilson.
No, Soren Wilson.
Looks like she was getting a little bit of a talking to there.
And they don't bring a flag or anything out of the pocket, so no harm, no foul.
Yeah, that'll be an E-Town throw-in down there in the Sacred Heart's final third.
And now we're going to get a substitution for E-Town as Stella Claggett, a 5'3 junior, comes into the game, I believe, for the first time tonight.
Yeah, Coach Zoller looking for a spark here, bringing some fresh legs into the game.
It's going to be Olivia Bowen that heads over to the sideline. And here we go on the throw-in as they get set to start the clock again with 30 minutes remaining. Well, now the official, we're going to change the clock, actually.
Yeah, it looks to be some confusion.
I wasn't paying attention to it whether it stopped or kept going, but they're going to put it back up to 30 minutes, 19 seconds. So difference of 14 seconds.
Looks like the clock operator got that one right.
As the throw in here into the middle. Soren Wilson trying to clear it. Now she does.
Yeah, those are dangerous moments in there with the ball dinging around in the box.
Throw in. Sacred Heart back in possession here, but only briefly as now E-Town takes back over.
Good play by Schulten to bat that one away.
Here comes Ava Burke with it.
Just looking for that ball into the middle.
And finds Charlie Henry.
She's looking to get it to Burke. Good defense there by the E-Town defender.
Zoller all the way back to Wilson.
A little bit of a tough touch there.
E-Town sideline, very animated. The coaching staff.
Right off the back there, Mia Lancaster played a ball right off the back of the E-Town defender there.
Back to Wilson.
It's always good when you see the bench excited and cheering for the players on the field.
Right, look at the Sacred Heart bench. Not a single player sitting down. Gotta love that.
Yeah, it's when you got some enthusiasm, positivity from both teams, it just makes for a better matchup.
Here come the Valkyries trying to work it up that left side. Back in possession now with Riley Pritchard. She loses it, though, and here comes Sacred Heart back with it. Middle of the field looking for some space off the foot of Garza.
Schulten with some good defense there.
Yeah. Now, nearly looked like Ava Burke might have nutmegged her there, trying to get that pass through. Surprising that we haven't seen any Samantha Myron here in this second half, Casey?
I think Coach Francis may be saving her for the second half of the second half,
okay.
I guess, if you would say it, right?
Yeah, we saw a lot of her in that first half. Very aggressive.
Yes, Sammy logs a lot of minutes, so, I think when you bring fresh legs in for the end of the game when it means the most, that could be somewhat of the strategy Coach Francis is looking for.
Now trying to get it up back into the foot of Ava Burke, who loses it briefly, and now that ball knocked away. And we're going to get a foul call against Malia Courtney.
Yeah, this should set up well for Sacred Heart. Playing a free kick from the blue line makes for a good scoring opportunity.
Elizabethtown foul. Sacred Heart free kick.
And it's going to be Mia Lancaster.
Dangerous with that left foot from the right side of the field.
Puts that right hand up. And now gets one into the middle. Looked like one of the Sacred Heart players tried to get ahead on it, but couldn't quite do so.
Yeah, I think that might have been Avery Cup flying through the air there.
Now back with Sacred Heart as Zoller briefly had it. And they're going to work it off to the left side, back into the feet of Bella Holtgrave. Holtgrave, though, sent that pass up the left side, but nobody there for it. But fortunately for her, E-Town just going to kick it out of play, so it'll be a throw in here for the Valkyries.
Yeah, when you have that much speed up top, you can play a ball like that and sometimes get lucky with the center forward running over there to grab it.
We've played nearly 14 minutes here in this second half.
Good move there.
Into the middle, and that pass, or that shot rather, took a deflection. And It was Avery Krupp on the goal score that time. A wild looking deflection off of one of the E-Town players and finds the back of the net as we take another look at it here.
Yeah, that's just a little bit unlucky there, Justin.
So second goal of the game, this time belonging to Avery Krupp, and I feel like she should have been rewarded. She has played so hard here in this game tonight. She's been right in the mix in that box a number of different times. Nice to see her find the back of the net.
Absolutely. She was in good position. Great shot. You know, just for the E-Town defender and goalkeeper, that's just sometimes the ball doesn't bounce your way.
So make it 2-0 now for Sacred Heart. First goal by Garza. This one belonging to Avery Krupp. And now the official's going to check on one of the E-Town players. No idea what this could be about. Apparently hit her head on that last play.
It's good when the referees, notice those types of things and check on the players for player safety. This referee crew has been pretty solid today.
Tell you what, when they walked in today, they were a pretty popular unit. Both coaching staffs really respect this officiating crew, as we're going to get another stoppage of play, as it's going to be a foul call against Sacred Heart. It was Isabel Maloney hitting the turf.
Looks to be a good setup for E-Town as they get a free kick opportunity right outside the 18.
Looks like it's going to be Skylar Brandenburg to take this free kick. Has that massive brace on her left knee.
Mira Hendrick setting up the wall. Looks like 4 in the wall as the ref marks off the 10 yards.
Now Hendrick walks back to the middle of the net, makes sure they're where she wants them to be. Good kick towards the goal, but it's going to miss just over the top to the right.
Yeah, that was a good opportunity and a good idea there. Sometimes you might have to think about, instead of taking a direct shot on goal, to play a little bit of a cross in there to the players running on.
Brandenburg has found the back of the net 3 times this season. But for now, Sacred Heart takes back over, but only momentarily, as now E-Town back in possession. And how does that goal, that second goal for Sacred Heart, how does that change things now moving forward for E-Town?
Well, Coach Francis can change the style of play, maybe playing a little more defensively because they got some padding there. So I think from the vantage point of Sacred Heart, they don't have to attack quite as much. They can play more of a defensive strategy.
We'll see if they go towards that as Wilson gets it out of there.
And somewhat like the NFL, you get into that prevent defense, things can go sideways. So, the old 2-0 curse here, you got to make sure you weather the storm.
Now Sacred Heart back with the ball on their toe as Garza inside the box, coming off the pass from Ava Burke, and it's knocked away.
That was great defense there by the center back. Garza had some good moves going.
Yeah. That pass originally came from Emma Zutterman, not Ava Burke.
Good ball movement into the middle of the field there.
Now through 15 minutes here in this second half of play, just 25 minutes left. Sacred Heart with a 2-0 lead.
Both teams still playing hard. Give E-Town credit as they continue to fight and try to take the ball up the field.
Good pass there, but the player knocked down, but comes away with it still are the Panthers. Trying to get it in the box, but that one knocked out of play. And that's going to be, or go for a goal kick. Didn't know if that took a deflection or not off of one of the Sacred Heart players.
Yeah, it sure looked like that from up here, Justin.
Isabella Wazinski coming back into the game now for Sacred Heart. As it's going to be Evelyn Dufour coming out of the game.
Looks like Coach Francis made an adjustment here to how Sacred Heart's playing the goal kicks to start the second half.
Hendrick just going to play this one off to Wilson.
Yeah, the Valkyries do like to play out of the back possession style. Full moon tonight.
It's gorgeous.
Great weather for good game tonight.
Down into the mid-70s. Clear skies.
We'll have our windows open tonight, Justin.
Absolutely. And hope and pray that the allergies don't affect me for the morning time.
Yeah, absolutely. Hoping to wake up and it be a little bit cold in our house.
Oh, yeah. As a hard takedown here against Emma Zutterman will result in a foul call against E-Town.
Zutterman does a great job of taking contact throughout the year.
Was Riley Pritchard the guilty party, as here goes Giovanna Garza again into the box, floats it over and in, and now a teammate with a header attempt, and that one just off to the right.
Garza with some great footwork there to make that move out to the corner.
Myron again, the freshman, back in the game.
That was close.
We're down under 23 to play here in this ball game.
Bates with the goal kick here, hopefully to get this one over that middle line there.
Telling you what, she's going to have to ice that left leg after this one. As trying to keep possession alive and does. Good smart play there by Ava Burke here on the near side. Just kicking it off of a defender for the throw-in. And now another throw-in here as it's knocked out of play by Emma Robinson.
Yeah, Coach Francis teaches them to advance the ball down the sideline. It's good strategy.
Takeaway here. And trying to advance it up. Big boot down the field.
Great job there by Wilson not to let that ball bounce.
Now Wazinski gets it off to her left.
Like Miron just missed that one.
Now working it to the middle of the field. And good idea, but knocked away by E-Town like we've seen so many times tonight. Another good defensive effort.
Yeah, that was a great tackle there in the box.
Good no call there on the far side of the field.
Yeah, this center ref's been really letting them play tonight.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that.
Yeah. I like when the players can compete. You know, soccer is a physical sport.
Zutterman drops this one back, and Lancaster loses possession as Bates comes out and picks it up.
She's had a little bit of time off this second half, not quite as many attempts on goal.
Mm-hmm.
Good punt there.
Well, she came in with 18 saves on the season, did Marissa Bates. That number has gone up big time here in this one tonight.
Just got a little unlucky there with the ball off the back.
Krupp sends it to the middle of the field, looking for the right side now for Burke, and Burke racing to that one, but Marissa Bates able to get there first and pick it up.
Yeah, that was the right idea by the Valkyries. They had numbers on the right side of the field. Ball just played a tad bit too long.
Nearly halfway through this second half of play. Bates with a good leg behind that one as it's tracked down by Stella Johnson.
Yeah, Coach Francis is going to have to pull this defense aside after the game and talk to them about letting these punts bounce. Those are dangerous opportunities for the other team.
Why is that?
Well, sometimes if you get the right bounce, it goes over the back line, then you have someone with some speed runs onto it, and then you got a 1v1 against the goalkeeper.
Here's Garza with it. Leaves it off for Burke. Now back inside. Here's Krupp now. Works it back to the middle for Garza. Change of direction. She'll flick one towards the goal and lands off to the left.
Good idea there, trying to play that ball to the far post. That would have been out of the reach of Bates.
Good athleticism there by Garza to keep control of that ball in the middle of the field and then switch directions.
Yeah, aggressive play tonight. You know, showing speed, showing foot skill, and not afraid to take a shot on the goal.
As we are under 20 to play here in this one.
Yeah, Coach Zoller's going to have to put together some type of attacking strategy to get E-Town on the board here.
And now they'll try to work it up the field, just have not been able to have much extended possession time here in this one.
Yeah, E-Town's been playing on their heels tonight a little bit, so when they get the ball going in the towards their own goal, that counterattack, they all have to be in sync.
Now another ball knocked out of play, going for an E-Town throw-in. It's Crimsar on that far side, loses possession, and now here comes Sacred Heart down that left side.
Miron put the brakes on that one.
She'll look to work it towards the middle of the field, getting knocked down. And that's going to go for a goal kick.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of contact on that one. Could have went either
way. She was
way.
looking for it. She got up looking for it.
But like we said earlier, center refs letting them play. Didn't see enough there for the call.
Stella McCrae coming into the game now for Sacred Heart. I believe the first time we've seen her here tonight. A sophomore with 3 assists on the season.
Yeah, she brings a great element to the midfield defensively. Very strong, holds possession. Great addition to the lineup here in this second half.
Well, she's got some big shoes to fill as she takes over for Bella Holdgrave. And now on the goal kick, nearly another good opportunity there for Sacred Heart, but the ball caroms out of bounds, and it goes back to E-Town here.
Yeah, those goal kicks have been on the dangerous side.
Mm-hmm. Well, that one wasn't taken by Marissa Bates. Interesting call there to have one of the position players take it instead.
Yeah, that might have been to get the ball downfield a little bit longer to avoid that dangerous play.
Now Garza. See what she can do here. Works it back to the middle of the field, but taken away.
Yeah, that was a good step there.
Yeah. All the way back to Soren Wilson, who keeps it at her foot. We have not seen that out of her tonight. For the most part, gotten it away to a teammate as soon as she's gotten it on that back line, and now here an opportunity for E-Town. It's Emma Robinson, the team's leading goal scorer, in the corner with it. She'll drop it back. And another good defensive effort there by Sacred Heart as they take possession away.
Yeah, Lancaster there with the ball getting around that one E-Town defender.
Here's a through ball here as Zutterman trying to race it down, but Bates comes out and kicks it away, but right into the foot of one of the Valkyrie players.
Yeah, it looks like both teams playing a little bit chaotic here.
And now some hard contact in the box. And they're going to get the freshman on the foul that time.
Yeah, Samantha might have been looking for a little retaliatory call there on that one maybe.
We're down to just over 16 minutes remaining here in this ball game. Sacred Heart 2, E-Town 0. Justin Kalen, Casey Hendrick on the call for you this evening.
Both teams still competing, playing hard.
Exactly what you want to see in a game like this.
Yeah, it makes our jobs a lot more fun.
Yeah, no doubt. As they're going to drop this one all the way back to Hendrick, who sends it what seems like miles down the field. As a ball lost out of play, but it'll result in a Sacred Heart throw-in.
Yeah, Coach Francis has challenged Hendrick this year to have at least 3 assists.
Really? Okay. And where we stand today?
1.
Okay.
1 assist.
She's on a good pace.
Yeah, you know, to be a goalkeeper and to get an assist.
It's hard to do.
Hard to do.
As we are down to 15:38. Foul against E-Town was the call, so it'll be a free kick here as Mia Lancaster lines it up.
Good ball.
Great ball. Unfortunately, it goes right to Marissa Bates, who's able to come out. Not without issue, though, and picks it up.
Yeah, Sacred Heart really had an opportunity there. Didn't maximize that great ball from Lancaster.
Bates with another good left foot on this one. As the Panthers in possession here, streaking down the field. And that pass a little bit errant as it's taken out of there.
Yeah, Sacred Heart defense, they respond well.
I believe that was Ava Burke on the defensive effort that time, and now a host of substitutions coming in onto the field for the Panthers.
Coach Zoller putting in some fresh legs here, trying to spark some activity.
They've got under 15 minutes left here in this game.
Yeah, and sometimes the last 5 or 10 minutes of the game can be the craziest time of the match.
For sure. Throw in upcoming now for E-Town. As it looks like Jocelyn Hurley set to toss it in.
It's like they're looking for a deep throw into the box here.
And they get it. Now trying to work it back to the middle, and it's going to be cleared out of there at least briefly.
Yeah, that was McCray on that, clearing that ball. Great defense there.
Now Burke going to thread the needle for Garza. Well, now it's, look at that speed, tracking that one down. Avery Krupp nearly got to it, and then she gets the takeaway and drops it off for Garza. Middle of the field here, Zutterman. She'll leave it off to her left, and another goal. This one shot in there by Samantha Moran, and that is the third goal of the night. And Sacred Heart takes a 3-0 lead here in this one.
Yeah, that was great speed down the right side by Avery Krupp there to play that ball into Garza, over to Miron. Great ball movement, great goal.
67th minute goal. Got one in the 38th minute, one in the 54th, and now here in the 67th with just over 13 minutes left here in this game. Sacred Heart looks like they finally put enough separation between them and E-Town, but Casey, I'll tell you what, they have 1,000% had to work for it here in this one tonight.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. You know, Sacred Heart's had some good opportunities. E-Town's played them tough, great defense. And so now they just got to hold it together and not let that get them down.
Well, coming into this one with 8 straight shutouts, you can bet they want to make it 9, so you can't do anything goofy here in this last 13 minutes.
Yeah, the Valkyries take pride in the defense. That's what they're leaning on this season. But it does help to have a couple good goal scorers.
Sutterman off to the left here, and that should be offsides, and it is. How about this? We talk about the goal from Moran, but how about the pass from Emma Zutterman to set it up? It was a beautiful read, put it off to the left exactly where it needed to be, which resulted in that last goal.
Yeah, Miron showed great composure there with one touch and then hammered it home.
Goal kick, or free kick rather, coming up here for E-Town. Trying to get a foot on that one, but unable to do so as it goes back to Sacred Heart, and now here come the Panthers with it. As that's Courtney trying to streak up the field, dribbles it right into a defender and loses possession.
Yeah, swarming defense there for the Valkyries to have 3 on that one.
Now here we go with Garza. I was about to say she had to be offsides as she was a full 2 body lengths in front of the nearest defender, and they do throw the flag up for the offsides. I believe by my count that's 5 of them here in this game tonight.
Yeah, and 2 in this second half really back-to-back. As you can see as the game runs on, you know, Sacred Heart needs to pay a little more attention to where they are on the field.
Down under 12 minutes left. Sacred Heart 3. E-Town 0. So they kick it up the left side here, and unable to track it down before it goes out of play was Malia Courtney.
Yeah, that was a good ball.
Number 20, Stella Rose Johnson.
Madeline Courier back in the game for Sacred Heart.
Madeline Courier, number 4.
Yeah, Courier's shown some good speed and athleticism this year.
And 28.
Charlie Henry also back onto the field, as is Kaylin Sana. Here's E-Town in possession. Johnson trying to keep it alive. Now she tries to win it back, but unable to do so.
Good ball there by Mirren back into the middle.
Stella McCray.
Out to Courier.
Now dropped back. Courier going to track it down. Sends a rifle of a pass over to Sana.
Lancaster with the ball to the corner.
Good through ball in and got a head on it, did Zutterman, but it lands off to the left of goal.
That was the right play there. You know, the defender just got in the way of Zutterman, so she couldn't get that head right on the ball.
We've got just over 10 minutes left here in this one.
E-Town still looking for their first goal. They're going to have to make something happen quick here.
Make sure to stick with us at the conclusion of tonight's game. We'll bring you a brief post-game show. Trying to take us back in time, Casey.
Well, it's been such a great evening.
It has been. And a good ball in here, but that's going to be another offsides.
free kick.
Either way, Marissa Bates comes up and scoops it up.
Riley.
Yeah, Coach Francis is going to have to pull his squad together after the game and have a little talk with them about their positioning on some of these offsides plays.
Overall, though, if you're Coach Francis, you're pretty happy with this performance tonight, though, right?
Yeah.
Offsides notwithstanding.
Yeah, I think, Coach Francis is going to be happy with how the defense have played, the opportunities that they had on the scoring plays and so on. So, yeah, I think he's going to be pretty happy.
Sutterman with the header there, but it lands at the feet of Micah Mittensway.
Entering the game for Sacred Heart, number 11,
Sophia Rogers, a 5'6" junior, checks in now for Sacred Heart. 2 goals, 2 assists for her on the season. So we're down to 9 minutes left. Looks like it'll be Emma Zutterman coming out of the game.
That's a good opportunity for both teams to get some younger players in the game, build a little experience for the rest of the year.
We mentioned the youth of both of these teams in our pregame, but even more youth sitting at the end of that bench that, like you mentioned, will now get an opportunity to enter into this game and get some experience.
Yeah, good play there by Courier coming back to get that defensive play in the middle of the field there.
Speaking of freshmen, she's one of the 3 that we've seen a bunch of tonight for Sacred Heart.
Yeah, I believe so. Her dad played football at Kansas State.
That's big time. Now streaking up with it is Skylar Brandenburg. Gets it off to her right, and that ball knocked out of play.
Yeah, good effort there by Wazinski just to clear that, not take any risk on having anything goofy happen there.
Under 8 to play now here in this game, as we're going to get another substitution, this time for E-Town, as it's Hadley Paulson, the junior, back onto the field. Looks like she replaced Isabel Maloney.
Yeah, you can tell the energy and enthusiasm's dropped off a little bit here.
Yeah, it's the end of the game. They're tired. I would be anyways.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of running. I think if you look at the total mileage, some of the players will be around 4 or 5 miles.
Mm-hmm. Oh, think of the officials, too. It's insane. So we've got just over 7 minutes left here in this one. Hendrick set for the goal kick. This one going to bounce over one of the E-Town players. And they briefly get it back, but now ball back at the foot of Sacred Heart.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Soller needs to talk to his line about getting a header on that one.
Now streaking down the left side with it. Trying to get it into the box, but another great defensive effort.
Yeah, Charlie Henry showing that speed down the sideline. That's dangerous.
It will be a Sacred Heart.
Great job there by Stella Johnson keeping up with her.
Yeah, and this makes a good set-piece opportunity for Sacred Heart.
It's going to be their 3rd corner attempt of the night. Haven't seen a whole lot of corners. E-Town with just 1 to their credit. And this is just the 3rd now for Sacred Heart.
Yeah, both teams doing a good job keeping the ball from going out of bounds over their end line. So that's definitely what both coaches want to see, limit opportunities.
See how they attack things here with 6 minutes left in this game. Good ball in. Bates did get a hand on it, and then it's going to be punched in.
Sacred Heart.
I didn't see who that was. We'll try to get the goal scorer there.
Sophia Rogers.
And Sophia Rogers is given the credit for the goal. Right place, right time by Sophia Rogers. Let's get another look at it here as she's able to get it off the deflection of Marissa Bates and just punched it right into that right side of the goal. So Sacred Heart now with a 4-0 lead, under 6 to play.
Yeah, Justin, you almost got your wish there. That ball was curving in.
It
if
was.
Bates hadn't got her hands on it, you might have seen the first one score on a corner there.
It was close. So a 74th minute goal here by the 5'6" junior. That is her 3rd goal on the season. As now E-Town trying to get back in possession, but they are facing a large deficit now And what was a 1-0 lead for Sacred Heart at half, they've opened the floodgates here in this second half.
Yeah, Sacred Heart now can play more aggressively, have a little bit of fun, and that seems to be the strategy here.
They're going to try to continue to advance the ball down the field as Grace Dickin, a 5'3 junior, loses that one out of play. I think we've seen everybody on the Sacred Heart roster that's eligible to play tonight get in this game.
And that's good for the players, so
Sure.
they log a few minutes here and there.
Wilson off to the left-hand side as we're down to 5 minutes left. Up top now, that's Rogers with it.
By Sophia Rogers.
And she's going to send it right into the arms of Marissa Bates.
Yeah, number 25, Sky Bonert. That was a great 1-2 there. The ball just needed to be played back into the middle.
Bonert is a 5'7 junior, 3 goals on the year for her. Also got Alex McDevitt, a 5'4 sophomore, out on the field for Sacred Heart. Just over 4 minutes to play here in this ball game.
Yeah, E-Town here with a attacking style. Those forwards up there working hard.
They have really struggled to get anything going from an offensive standpoint here in this one, but you have to credit that Sacred Heart defense for that.
Yeah, the Valkyries' defense has been solid all year. They anchored by that back line with Sword and Wilson. She's tough to get around. Coach Francis, he preaches defense, and the old saying, offense wins games, defense wins championships.
Yep. Now, do you attribute the defensive efforts to speed and athleticism, or where does all that come from?
Well, that doesn't hurt. When you have Soren Wilson, I think she's 5'10", 145 or something like that. She's fast, athletic. The back line's also played some games together. And when you have a senior goalkeeper, that field general back there communicating with them, it keeps them in check, keeps them in play.
Also doesn't hurt to have the depth that this Sacred Heart team has.
Yeah, after you win the state championship, that usually does change the numbers, and they were
Everybody wants to be a part of that.
That's right, and fortunately, they had quite a few quality freshmen join the team.
Sacred Heart back now in possession if we've crossed under the 3-minute mark remaining in this contest.
That was a good ball by McCray there to start the attack.
Charlie Henry wanted to see that speed. We've gotten to visualize it a number of different occasions tonight as she drops it back. And trying to get that pass in was Grace Dickin as it's taken away. But Sacred Heart briefly gets it back, and now a race for the ball in the box. Trying to track it down in the corner, and does. And a good deflection off of one of the E-Town players out of bounds, and that's going to go for another corner kick.
Yeah, Charlie Henry showing that speed to get down in the corner there to save that ball.
Taken by Charlie Henry.
Just over 2 minutes remaining here in this game.
Henry hoping to put this ball right over the far post.
And a great ball in, finds the head of one of her teammates, but it sails on her over top of the crossbar.
That was a great opportunity there. The right style of kick. Just have to get that head around.
I believe that was Lainey Grizzle on the goal attempt there. We're under 2 to play.
There's E-Town playing out of the back a little bit with the possession there.
Haven't seen too much of that here in this one.
Well, it can be risky if you turn the ball over.
Yeah.
And so, sometimes field position game is the way to go. But if that's not working, then you need to, to mix it up and try something different.
All back at the feet of Skylar Brandenburg, who now gets it off to Paulson. And Paulson has that one taken away.
Sacred Heart with some space over there on the left side of the field.
McDevitt gets it upfield, down to 70 ticks left. Working one into the middle. And this one's going to be cleared out of there.
1 minute to play.
And now we are under a minute remaining. So looking like Sacred Heart going to get that record up to 9 wins, no losses, and 1 draw. E-Town will fall to 5-3-1. I think moving forward, despite the performance here in this one tonight, I think E-Town is a team, they're going to be A-okay moving forward. You can see the talent is there, just facing a much better Sacred Heart team here in this one tonight.
Yeah, in the travel from E-Town, it's a 50-minute, an hour drive. That just adds a variable for these players. So Coach Zoller, he's going to get them together, and they're going to be one to contend with as you enter in the postseason.
As we're down under 20 seconds remaining here in this ball game. Been a fun night. Girls varsity soccer here from Sacred Heart. Down under 10 seconds left now. And Sacred Heart just going to dribble this thing out. Well, maybe Charlie Henry going to try to get a shot off and does. And Marissa Bates, for good measure, just comes out and scoops it up. And that'll end it here this evening. Sacred Heart is going to win it 4-0 up on our scoreboard. We'll step aside for a break here, come back, and we'll break it all down for you. Your Louisville Soccer Night rolls on here on Glycod.
Folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. Sometimes when you have a roof leak, you just need a repair. At HKC Roofing, we're experts at finding and fixing leaks. For a free estimate, contact us at roofyourhouse.com.
Go ahead. Pour it on. As thick as you want to. Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering. Serving up the tastiest ribs, chicken, brisket, brown sugar sticky wings, mutton and ham. Always served to you fresh and so good, it'll make you say,
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering, 7508 Preston Highway.
Holy smokes!
When you want the right agents for your real estate, choose the Van Treese team with Semin Realtors, Louisville's oldest and largest real estate firm. Former University of Louisville basketball star Stephen Van Treese and his wife Laura have put their diverse and combined expertise to work in helping you buy or sell your house. Contact the Van Treese team at 502-468-1463 or visit them online at vantreeseteam.seminin.com. Seminin Realtors, always one step ahead. Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and Louisville.
Miller's Ace Hardware is more than a store, a proud community partner. They're the place for answers to your home repair or improvement questions. Mention this ad and receive a refilled propane tank for $19.99. Visit the helpful Miller's Ace folks at any of their 4 Louisville locations: Preston Highway and Gilmore Lane, St. Matthews, Taylor Boulevard, or the West End. And remember to download the Ace Hardware app for rewards when you shop.
The one way a good person goes to prison is to hurt or kill someone while driving drunk. Why would you throw your life away? John and I are asking you, please don't drink and drive.
You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Back here at Sacred Heart Academy, the site of tonight's Louisville Soccer Night on Horton Field. Justin Kalen, Casey Hendrick back alongside you one final time this evening as we saw Sacred Heart get it done over E-Town. 4-0 the final score. Sacred Heart now 9-0-1 on the season. E-Town up to 5-3-1 on the season. Casey, great performance tonight by Sacred Heart, the defending state champs. Pretty well the performance we were expecting here in this one.
Yeah, they played a really solid game, Justin. You know, from the defensive end to the offensive end, Coach Francis had them ready to play. They competed, and they pulled out a solid victory.
Yeah, they were leading 1-0 at the halftime break. It was a 38th minute goal by Giovanna Garza. Then it was the onslaught in the second half, scoring 3 times. First, it was Avery Krupp in the 54th minute, finding the back of the net. You had Samantha Moran in the 67th minute find the back, and then Sophia Rogers puts in the final goal in the 74th minute to give Sacred Heart that 4-0 win. Casey, if I had to put you on the spot and make you name a player of the game, where are you headed?
Tonight I'd probably roll with Avery Krupp. She showed great speed, good ball control in the middle of the field. And so she scored that goal in the 54th minute, I really think that propelled the Valkyries into a great position in the game, which led to the victory.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, well, before we get out of here, certainly want to thank Steve Bird, our executive producer here at Glycod, getting us all the information we need to be able to bring you all this contest. Chris Labar was our on-site producer here tonight. Couldn't have done it without him. Addie Burton on camera. And then, of course, you, Casey. Appreciate you coming out and joining us here in the booth tonight. Any final thoughts?
Well, I just want to say thank you for having me. I'm very grateful and fortunate to be here. And anytime you all need any type of assistance, just let me know.
All right, we love to hear that. Make sure to keep it locked here on Glycod Friday night. We've got all kinds of football coming your way. High school football time is here, but it was a great night of soccer here on Glycod. Appreciate y'all taking us along. You've been watching Louisville Soccer Night here on Glycod.
You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Visit glycod.com and follow us on social media for information about upcoming broadcasts and other high school sports content. Thank you for watching this live sports presentation on Glycod.